Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about planets in aspect to the North and the South Node because I know a lot of people are really interested in the North and the South Node. And I also want to say thank you to everyone that has recently subscribed to my channel or even has been subscribed. This is going to be a general overview of aspects to the nodes themselves. I'm not going to go into the specifics of what each planet means when it's in aspect to the nodes, but hopefully this will still be helpful for you to kind of put together with planets and aspect to your nodes and kind of understand what might be going on. You know, just use your general understanding of the planet and what it means and apply it maybe to this interpretation of aspects to the nodes. So let's go ahead and get into it. The North and the South Node are interpreted differently in Vedic astrology and Western tropical astrology. This is because of the differences in the worldviews of these cultures. So Western tropical astrology kind of interprets the North and the South Node with more individualistic views, and on the other hand, Vedic astrology in the East kind of interprets the nodes through collectivist views. So you can utilize both ways of understanding the nodes, like both through the Western individualistic view of it being a destiny, of it being like a calling, something we're called to achieve in this life, moving beyond the South Node, which was like the comfort zone. Or you could also understand the Eastern view of the nodes, which is that it's more of a participation in trends, you know, social shifts and changes, and it's also an insatiable part of our birth chart and personality, because we're just driven to achieve more and more with the node, with whatever it's doing, because it's always consuming. It's the dragon's head. It's always hungry for more. And the South Node, the dragon's tail, is sitting in a more meditative place, but not because it's stuck in a comfort zone. It's more sitting with what is already inherently known and given to us. It's kind of like a wise position to be at the South Node, actually. If you look at it in that perspective, it's more contemplative. So both of those views are relevant to, you know, any aspects that you might have to the nodes. Planets or even angles in aspect to the North and the South Node are just more involved with what the nodes are doing. They're either more actively participating in what the North Node wants and what the North Node is trying to achieve, or depending on the aspect, maybe it's struggling to be involved, to activate that area of your life. So you have to look at what the planet means to understand who is being involved there. That part of your personality is what's going to have a direct say on the North and the South Node. And they also associate it with karma and dharma, so it's like that part of your personality is going to contribute to that, to your karma, dharma stuff. And the angles are showing the areas of life where the North and the South Node are going to be expressed, and where our own personal participation in the North and the South Node will be, regardless of any other planetary involvement. Aspects to the nodes are interesting in that if you have an aspect to one from a planet to either the North or the South Node, you're going to have an aspect to the other. It just might be a different aspect. So for instance, conjunctions, if you have a planet conjunct either the North or the South Node, you're going to have it naturally opposing the other. Conjunctions to the North Node. The planet is being used to achieve the North Node. It's integrated with what the North Node is doing. And how it expresses its essential motivation is geared towards participating in what the North Node is after, what the North Node itself is calling you to achieve. And it could also, again, because the North Node Rahu, it's the dragon's head, it can also show the part of our chart that is always consuming. So it's always wanting more. It's always looking for more. The planet is always driven for more regarding what that planet represents, or what it already is about itself with the North Node. It's like that consumption of what the planet and North Node are about They're both kind of integrating that together. It's like the planet is more active in that consumption. Opposing the south node then, that it has to remain aware and integrate what is already part of you as an individual, integrating the past and your innate wisdom, your innate instinct. It has to work on integrating that other half of the north node to fulfill the north node in a more complete way. So conjunctions to the south node, they sit with the dragon's tail. So they sit with what is known, either personally or collectively. Planets conjunct the south node can seem inactive, but they're just more meditative and reflective. They can understand meanings to trends and patterns or changes that occur, and the planet itself is used for this understanding. The essential motivation of the planet is integrated with the south node understanding. It's not consumed by anything. It can just be what it is, and what it is determined by the south node in that particular chart, and where it's at, the house, and what it means for that person. Conjunctions to your south node, you have to think, what does it mean to sit with and meditate with the collection of those archetypes as represented by the south node, the sign, the planets, what those archetypes mean, and then within that area of your life, what does it mean to be with that combination of archetypes? What does that mean for you? Opposing the north node, it just has to learn how to balance action with non-action. So planets conjunct the south node can feel more like they don't want to, or they don't know how to participate in the north node and what the north node wants. So you have to remember to give a little bit of what is already known to try something unfamiliar to you. You have to use what feels like an instinct to you, what feels like a solid understanding of yourself, and like this inherent knowing. You have to use that to try to reach beyond what is comfortable to you. Squares to the north and the south node form T-squares, and these planets are said to be on the bends of the nodes. Planets that are square to the north and south node are attempting to work out the interaction between the nodes and how the nodes flow between each other, and how the action and the non-action between one's destiny and one's reflection of it, and reflection of, broader social trends and what's familiar, how that occurs. It's trying to work that out by learning how to integrate itself into both of them on both ends. Because that's what T-squares, that's what the planets that are squaring planets in opposition are doing. They're kind of in the middle of that dynamic. They're like navigating the balance between both of them, and they're doing it by working out a conflict that it has with both of them. So with T-squares, you can always look at the opposite point to gather another piece of that apex planet to work out the tension between the nodes. Inconjunctions and semi-sextiles to the nodes. So if you have a planet that is inconjunct either the south node or the north node, it'll also be semi-sextile to the other one. So this means that the planet is incongruent with the past and the future. What is innately given to us, what is inherently part of you, and even your own past collective memories, it's not aligned with what the planet is about or how it understands itself. The planet also feels like it's not capable or prepared for the future because of this, because it's not really fully integrated with the south node, and it hasn't really embodied that wisdom. What we feel destined to achieve at the north node isn't really being supported by the planet, so it's just harder to use it or to integrate it into the north node's aim. With trines and the sextiles, it's the same thing. If you have a planet that is trine either the north or the south node, then it will be sextile to the other one. With trines and sextiles, the planet, it's easily used with the north and the south node. It's almost like it can use past wisdom and what we feel we already are and what is already kind of set in us. We can use that easily to achieve our north node. The planet is also supporting the north node. It's just used for participation and reflection on both ends. And how it does that participation and how it does that supporting of these aims and how it's being utilized is determined obviously by that planet and what it means and the sign it's in. Angles and aspect to the nodes, it's the same interpretation as the planets in aspect to the nodes. It's a kind of broader interpretation because the nodes are being activated in an area of your life. It's showing more of where we will do our north node and south node stuff, you know, where this participation in the nodes will occur. And again, an aspect to one angle with one node will make an aspect to the opposing angle. When the nodes are making an aspect to the ascendant or the descendant, it's activating the axis of self and other. It's either going to participate or reflect in one or the other. The IC and the MC, it's the same thing. It's activating the axis of home, the inner life, and career and external pursuits. So participation in either what is familiar, our roots, or trying to form an establishment away from that. And it's balancing that inner life with how we want to establish ourselves in the world. So hopefully this video helped you understand planets and even the angles and aspect to the nodes. I know it was very fast and kind of just a general overview, but I hope that this helps you in some way, and thank you for watching.